Hello everyone, I am Shruti Vijayargi from BISP Solution. In my previous video, I discussed about how to import data in a .csv and .txt format. And in this video, I am going to import a file from Excel in a .csv or any other format you can import it, and how to work over that data we can learn in this video. Okay, so for that purpose, go to your R Studio. And now let's suppose I'm creating an object data1, and this I'm going to store a file in a .csv format. For this I'm going to use read.table command, and this, instead of using the choose function, I'm going to write whole path where my file is stored. So okay, so I already copy my file path. I'm just pasting it here, and the path should be stored in inverted commas and in the backslash. And my file name is order CSV, and with the extension CSV. Now the second argument will be our header, which denotes that this file does include the headers. And the third argument is the separator, because I'm using .csv file, so I'm using comma separated file, that's why I'm putting separator comma and enter. So now our file will be stored in the data1 object. Now I'm going to see this with just typing data1, and this file will be shown. Now if you want to know the dimensions, that how many number of rows and how many number of columns are there in this table or in this data, for that purpose you have to use dim function and pass data1 as argument. So this will result as there are 43 number of rows and there are 7 number of columns. Okay. Now if you want to view some of the data, we have used the head command asking R to see the first 6 rows. So head will return the first 6 rows of this file, and we can R also provide us a tail function which returns the last 6 rows of the file. So this will return only the last 6 rows of data. Now let's suppose that there are we have several number of rows. Let's suppose 100 number of rows or 1000 number of rows, and we want to know only there are some rows in the from the middle. So for that purpose you have to write data, which is the name of your object. Now the square bracket and the C, you have to write that which row you want to know. Let's suppose I want to know 5, 6, 7 and 8 number of rows, and I am leaving second argument as blank because I want all the columns. Okay, so a square bracket is closed and enter. So this will return only few rows which you want to see, or we can see few number of rows in a continuous form by using let's suppose I want to know 10 to 20 number of rows. So I write 10 column 20, and I'm leaving second argument blank because I want to know all number of columns, and then enter. So this will return 10 to 20 columns. And if I put minus sign in front of this command, so except 10 to 20 rows, this will result all number of rows. Okay, so by putting minus this, this will result except those number of rows, all number of rows will be written. We can even check that names of the column by using names command and passing data1 as argument, enter. So there are order date, region, name, item, units, unit cost and total. So these are the arguments of our data table. Now if I want to calculate the mean of units, So if I write mean and directly putting the name of the column, so this will result an error that this unit object is not created in R's memory. Okay, so for accessing any of the element of data one object, we have to use dollar sign. So write mean and data one dollar sign and units. So this will give the mean of that object. Okay, so the dollar sign is used to extract variables. That means every time we would like to look at a variable, we need to use the dollar sign to extract it from the object. Now the second option that we have is to attach the data. The process of attaching data is that we are able to call in variables by their names, and we don't need to use the dollar sign to extract them. So for that, they are put into R's workspace memory, and they can be overwritten more easily, as well as they hang around in R's memory until we erase them from R's memory. So for this purpose, attaching the data, we are going to use the attach command, attach data one. Now if I write mean and pass the element's name, so this will calculate the mean because I attach it from the R's workspace memory, so that R know that these elements are the objects. Okay. Now if I write units, so this will give the values of the units element. If I write name, so this will give the name of all the rows and the name column. Now if you want to unattach the data, so use detach command and pass data one as argument. So it will detach, and now if I write units, so this will create an error that this object is not created in R's memory. Now if we ask for, now if you want to know the type of variable, so first you have to attach again, because I'm not going to use again dollar sign for accessing those elements. So it is better way to attach first this from the R's memory and then work over it. So if I want to know the class of any element, if I want to know class of units, I write class, and in the argument I pass unit as argument. So this will return the integer. If I want to know the class of name, so this will return factor. If I want to know the class of region, so this will return. Also we can able to check the labels of any element using the labels command in labels and pass the element as argument. So the label of region is central, east and west. Now let's check and ask for a generic summary of the data. We can do this by using the summary command of R summary and pass data one as argument. So this will give the summary of all your data. So in the region there are almost three levels, so central, east and west. There are 24 number of central entry, 30 number of east entry and 6 number of west entry. Because units and unit dot cost are the integer class, R belongs to integer class, so they it will return summary as median, mean and their quartile. The names will return the names. There are that this shows that there are 8 number of Jones name, 5 number of Gill names and so on. And here is the order date summary and total, and this type of functions are worked in the data which we imported from the Excel in a .csv or any other format. So this is how we worked over the imported data of Excel. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Thanks for watching.